The case looked simple at first, just another late-night disturbance reported in a quiet neighborhood. But from the moment the first officers arrived, something felt wrong. Witnesses said the police seemed nervous, too controlled, too rehearsed, as if they already knew what they were walking into. The official report said it was a routine investigation, but locals whispered that officers were removing evidence instead of collecting it. The truth started leaking through the cracks the same night, and people closest to the scene realized something much bigger was going on. A young man named Alex was the first to speak publicly. He lived across the street and had seen everything from his window. According to him, police cars arrived before anyone even called them. When journalists questioned how that was possible, the department brushed it off as a coincidence. But Alex insisted he heard officers arguing among themselves. He said one of them warned the others to hurry because someone important was on the way. That was the detail the police wanted gone, but Alex's statement spread online before they could silence it. Inside the house, a man had been found unconscious. The official narrative claimed he overdosed and collapsed alone, but neighbors reported they heard shouting, a crash, and what sounded like a struggle. When paramedics came, they were pushed aside while officers stayed in the house for almost an hour before allowing anyone else inside. The timing didn't make sense. If saving a life was the priority, why delay the medical team? That was the question investigators and journalists kept repeating. Yet the police spokesperson avoided every opportunity to answer clearly. The truth began surfacing when leaked body cam footage appeared anonymously on the internet. The clip was shaky, dark, and incomplete, but one thing was clear. The man wasn't alone. There were signs of a violent confrontation, broken furniture, blood on the wall, and a second man who ran out of the frame the moment officers stepped inside. That second man wasn't mentioned in any report. His name wasn't logged. No search was made to find him. It was as if he didn't exist, yet he clearly did. People started asking if he was connected to someone inside the department. Suddenly, the footage disappeared from the internet. Accounts that posted it were suspended overnight. Journalists who tried to follow the story were denied access to documents. A few even said they were threatened with legal action. The police insisted the footage was fake, but experts confirmed the audio, timestamps, and camera interface were all genuine. Denying it only made the public more suspicious. A whistleblower from inside the department finally came forward. She revealed that the second man in the footage was a relative of a senior official. The department had quietly ordered officers to protect him, not arrest him. They were instructed to remove anything that connected him to the scene. According to her, the injured man had confronted him earlier that night and discovered something that triggered a fight. It was still unclear what the confrontation was about, but it was serious enough that the department chose to hide the truth instead of exposing their own. This revelation caused outrage across the city. Protesters filled the streets demanding transparency. Independent investigators were brought in after public pressure became impossible to ignore. They searched the house again, interviewing neighbors, paramedics, and even the officers who had been ordered to stay silent. One officer admitted he felt guilty every day for hiding evidence. Another confessed he wanted to speak earlier but feared losing his job. The victim eventually woke up in the hospital after days in critical condition. When he recovered enough to speak, he confirmed the truth. He said he was attacked when he found out the official's relative had been involved in illegal activities for years, using the protection of the department to stay untouched. The fight wasn't about drugs or money. It was about exposing corruption. He wasn't supposed to survive, but he did. And his testimony destroyed the secret the police tried for years to shield. In the end, the department couldn't contain the fallout. Several officers were suspended, an internal investigation turned into a criminal inquiry, and the senior official at the center of it all resigned under pressure. The case that was supposed to stay buried became one of the biggest scandals the city had ever seen. The truth leaked out because ordinary people refused to stay silent, and the world learned once again that secrets kept by the powerful never stay buried forever.